What if I told you that your company's most powerful, game-changing asset is something you're probably not even using? Today, we're going to talk about unlocking a strategic gold mine that, for most established businesses, is hiding in plain sight.
Okay, so let me ask you directly. What is your company's most valuable untapped asset? You might think it's your brand, maybe your real estate, or even your incredible team. Nope. It's something you already have right now.
Yep, it's the data you already own. Your next big idea, that next huge competitive advantage, it isn't something you have to go out and invent. It's already there, sitting on your servers, just waiting for you to unlock it.
So let's really dig into this idea of your data being a gold mine. Because honestly, this is the one powerful advantage that those new, nimble competitors and startups, they just can't replicate it. Here's the big disconnect, right? On one hand, you have established companies that have spent decades collecting just mountains of data. That's a huge advantage. But on the other hand, you've got the tech startups. They're agile, they're hungry, they're built to innovate. But they have to start from scratch with no data. And here's the paradox. The companies sitting on the gold mine often don't have the incentive or, the right structure to actually use it. And this quote, wow, it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly illustrates the challenge. Just because some old shopping mall builds a website, that doesn't mean it's suddenly ready to take on Amazon. Simply having the data and slapping a digital layer on top is not enough. It takes a deep fundamental shift in how your whole business works. So how do you unlock all this value? Well, this next part is all about forging the key. And let me tell you, it is a deliberate, serious process. We're talking about turning that raw, messy data into a powerful, refined product. And there are absolutely no shortcuts. The journey really starts with two foundational steps. First, you have to centralize all that information. In most companies, data is scattered everywhere, right? In different systems, different departments. It's a mess. The goal is to create a virtual data lake where everything gets pooled together. Second, you have to master data engineering. This is the nitty-gritty work of cleaning, labeling, and structuring all that raw data so that algorithms can actually understand and use it. And if you want to understand the sheer scale of creating a data lake, just look at Walmart. They are building a private cloud to process 2.5 petabytes of data every single hour. That is a mind-boggling amount of information, and it shows you the kind of massive investment required to do this right. And that massive scale really highlights a critical point. We're not just talking about tidying up a spreadsheet here. As Richard Schocher, the chief scientist at Salesforce, puts it, getting data right is a serious engineering challenge. It is a heavy lift that requires some serious technical expertise. And believe me, it's an engineering gauntlet. You've got to integrate data from all over the place, clean it, label it. Then you have to organize all the hardware, balance server loads so nothing crashes. And on top of all that, you need good documentation, robust security, permissions. It's just layer after layer of complexity. But, and this is a big but, the payoff for running that gauntlet is immense. So let's look at two fantastic real-world examples of companies that successfully forged the key and unlocked their data treasure. First up, the legendary engine manufacturer, Rolls-Royce. Now, what they did is so interesting. They didn't use their data to launch some new consumer product, but for a powerful internal transformation that massively boosted their efficiency. They did this by creating a digital twin for every single jet engine they make. Think about that for a second. A perfect virtual copy of a physical engine. It gets fed real-time operational data from the engine while it's in the air, and that's combined with all its original design and manufacturing data. This lets them predict maintenance needs, improve fuel efficiency, and create entirely new data-driven services for airlines. It's a game changer. All right, our second case study is even more disruptive. This is about MassMutual, a very traditional life insurance company, creating a whole new venture that just completely upended the entire customer experience. And the difference is just night and day. Traditionally, getting life insurance meant weeks of waiting, medical exams, blood tests, tons of paperwork. It was a whole ordeal. But Haven Life, the company MassMutual created, offers instant online approval with a simple application and no medical exam required. Their secret weapon? Their parent company's massive trove of historical data. This was Haven Life's unfair advantage. A typical startup could never, ever do this because they just wouldn't have the data. Haven Life had access to 15 years of information from over 1 million policies. They used machine learning to analyze all that history and instantly predict an applicant's risk profile, completely skipping the old, slow process. So these examples really show how data and algorithms give traditional companies a powerful chance to reinvent themselves. You can create new efficiencies, you can launch disruptive new ventures, but that's not where the story ends. So the key takeaway here is this. Your data offers a chance to reinvent your entire business. It's not just about optimizing what you already do. It holds the potential to completely rebuild your business from the ground up, just like MassMutual did. But let's end on a more provocative thought. As companies get better and better at unlocking and productizing their data, the source material asks a really profound question, whether we still need the company itself in the 21st century. As data becomes the core asset, what does that mean for the future of business itself? It's something to think about.